The young girl below was coughing again. He could see in his mind's eye the bed in which she lay, a heap of clothing, confused with the restless tossing and turning of one in an advanced state of consumption. A basement dweller, she lived with an old mother, a brother who was a plumber, and a little girl, child of a sister who too had lived with consumption for years before she had died. They lived in a basement set of 2 rooms, one a bedroom, the other a kitchen. 2 days before, the young brother had shown Sean the floor of the bedroom that had rotted under the oilcloth till the boards were of the texture of rain-soaked wallpaper. Sean and the young man had pointed this terrible condition of the room to the sanitary inspector, and the family were living together in the kitchen, while the landlord took his time to put in a new floor. Sean had advised Peter, the sick girl's brother, to get her into the hospice for the dying, since there was no hope of recovery and grave danger that the rest of them should be infected with the repulsive complaint. The cringing girl had screamed an outcry against going, saying that she was not as bad as that. She would rise out of it. She already felt her strength returning day by day. So they let her lie on, mixing their poor life with a poorer one still. Answering an appeal by the mother, Sean had gone down to try to persuade the sick girl, but she had turned her face to the wall, had cried the whole time, and screamed occasionally while he was there. So he had returned to his room without a word spoken. He had left her there in the glory of dying disease, for it is written, "Whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth." Anyway, it was surely the priest's job to get the dying girl to dimly realise the inevitable end of this illness in a tenement. But the priests, as far as Sean could see, were chary of crossing the border into the hidden horridness of a slum, the hidden Ireland. Usually they'd hurry in to fortify the dying with the last rites of the church, then hurry out again. No priest, as far as Sean knew, had ever visited this dying lass to say, "Even the Lord be with thee." There wasn't much to be got out of these places. So the lass lay there, all that had been she, diminished now almost to the bones, animated now with the large, rich eyes, luminous with the glare of feverish fear, and the long, silky black hair coiling from the rigid skull down to the withered shoulders, and flowing mockingly over the bony breast. How often in the stilly night had he listened to the sad symphony of her coughing on her lonely bed, in the miserable room below, unheard by mother or brother, enveloped in the thickness of a tired sleep. A knock sounded quick on the door. The door opened, as it usually did, before the last rap was given, and young Peter came into the room, fervour in his eyes and a curious defiance shown in the stiffened contour of his shoulders. "Look, Sean," he said, rough and ready. "Look, I'm fed up. If she isn't taken out of this, we'll be all going to the grave together. The sisters have a snug place for her in the hospice for the dying, and I can't see why she's not willing to go." "No one's willing to go there," said Sean. "We all take the last few steps to the grave as slow as possible. But Peter, she'll be far more comfortable there than she can be where she is, and she won't die a second sooner."